Hello, and welcome to Save the West, Common Sense Corner. I'm your host, Daniel Cave. This is the show where we take major global issues, strip away the rhetoric, and ditch the emotional blackmail, and try to genuinely find some common ground. We define terms up front, outline the problem, propose a solution, and ask for your take, because dialogue beats division. Today, we're talking about Trump's strikes on Venezuela, the capture of Nicolas Maduro, and the absolute meltdown that followed. Let's start with clear definitions to establish shared understanding. Far too often, the wrong terms are flung around to conflate issues, muddying the waters for clicks or agendas. First up, a legitimate government. One elected through free, fair processes without rigging votes or jailing opponents. Democracy, not a rigged casino where the house always wins. Regime change, removing a tyrannical leader through targeted action, often military, to restore order. Not invasion through empire building, but surgically excising a tumor before it grows. A dictator, a ruler who clings to power via fraud, violence, and corruption, turn a nation into their personal piggy bank. Maduro's Venezuela, where socialism means everyone starves equally, except from the elite, of course. And humanitarian intervention, acting to stop atrocities like killings or mass starvation when diplomacy fails. Not imperialism, unless you're the sort who thinks firefighters are arsonists in disguise. With that clarity, let's look at Venezuela. Maduro slithered into power in 2013 after Hugo Chavez died, inheriting an already failing system and then driving it straight into the abyss. His 2018 re-election was political theatre, condemned internationally, opposition barred, votes manipulated like a fixed lottery. Was there corruption? Yes. While ordinary Venezuelans scavenged for food, Maduro's inner circle looted billions. His regime became intertwined with the Cartel of Suns, a state-backed narcotics operation pushing drugs north into the USA via Mexican partners. Dissent, of course, wasn't tolerated. Protesters were shot. Journalists disappeared. Political prisoners filled cells. Human rights became optional extras. And the result? This hellhole birthed a refugee tsunami. By 2025, 7.9 million Venezuelans bolted globally, with over 600,000 hunkering in the US under temporary protected status, and 6.9 million flooding into South America. Colombia alone swallowed 2.8 million. The left often preaches open arms for refugees, but hows when someone dares fix the furnace spewing the smoke? If Maduro's paradise is so grand, why the mass exit? It's peak hypocrisy, demanding we mop the floor while forbidding us to turn off the tap. So what's the cost of doing nothing? Well, doing nothing wasn't neutral. It wasn't compassionate. Ignoring Maduro wasn't mercy. It was enabling a sadist playground. His goons crushed voices with bullets and black sights, leaving a nation in ruins. Enter Maria Corina Machado, Venezuela's opposition leader, who won the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize for battling Maduro's brutality head-on. The left erupted in applause when she edged out Trump, and they also mocked him, only for her to dedicate the award to Trump for his unwavering backing. Now, back to today, and sure enough, the left is having yet another meltdown. Shock! Condemning the strike that delivers exactly what Machado campaigned for. They wanted the symbol of resistance, not the outcome. It's like cheering someone for warning of a fire and then condemning the person who actually put it out. So let's contrast Trump's masterclass operation with Russia's Ukraine clown show. Putin's 2022 blitz aimed for a swift beheading, elite forces and helos storming Kiev's airport. Result? A graveyard of Spetsnaz and charred rotors in the Battle of Antonov, with hundreds wasted in hours. Fast forward, a brutal meat grinder. Trump's Venezuela play?
Venga por mí! Aquí lo espero en Miraflores! No se tarde en llegar, cobarde!
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
laser-guided strikes, Maduro cuffed like a street drug dealer, 0 American KIAs. This echoes Soleimani's 2020 drone farewell. Clean, clinical, no body bags. Or Operation Midnight Hammer, which obliterated Iran's ability to build a nuke. The left is condemning Trump for not alerting Congress to these strikes, but I strongly believe this is actually Trump's edge. Non-forming these career politicians who rely on re-election by campaigning to fix issues that never get fixed. He dodges congressional blabbermouths. Let's face it, to make Trump look bad, they would leak it even if it would cost American lives. So let's look in more detail about the political meltdown. Left-wing hysterics are as predictable as the UK weather, miserable. So of course, AOC is shrieking, oil grabbing regime meddling, blind to Maduro's cartel cash flow shears. Meanwhile, Venezuelans in Miami and Doral erupt into street fiestas, toasting Trump with drinks and anthems. Politician, Venezuelan. Politician, Venezuelan. Politician, Venezuelan. You get the picture. In Caracas, it's like they're finally celebrating New Year's Eve. It's on steroids, fireworks, tears of joy. But if you flip to the UK, with Ed Davey, lead of the Lib Dems, he concedes Maduro's a brutal fraud, but whines the strikes are reckless, might embolden Putin. This is modern politicians in a nutshell. Bleat about crises, demand action, then clutch pearls when it arrives if it's a success for the wrong team. It's the political equivalent of ordering a steak rare, then sending it back for being pink. Even stupider is GOP outliers like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. Tucker gripes it's anti-America first, as if ignoring narco threats is patriotic. Over 100,000 people die every year in the USA from drug overdoses. That's nearly 3,000 every day. I hope you got your bingo cards ready for Owens, because she horns in the Jews, those pesky Jews. These moronic voices mistake isolationism for strategy, clueless that America first includes removing threats abroad because they bite at home. Fewer drugs, 0 refugee surges, steady oil. Do you think they would watch as a gunman shoots up their whole street and say, wow, don't need anyone to deal with that as it's not at my house? Millions suffered under Maduro. Millions fled. Venezuelans endured Maduro's nightmare. Millions uprooted. Futures stolen. Trump's strike halts the bleed with surgical precision. Minimal fallout. Eliminating the cause of mass displacement is actually compassion, not endless pity parades while tyrants laugh. This operation worked because it was limited and decisive. Target the regime, not the population. Remove leadership without occupation. Support transitional governance and disrupt cartel networks at the source. The payoff? Fewer refugees, less narcotics, regional stability, and no trillion-dollar forever wars. So this is why I believe it was a common sense solution. However, I would like it to go further. Expand the cleanup. Look at Colombia, Mexico, Cuba next. Their crooked leaders cradle cartels. Oust the enablers. Shred their networks surgically. Payoff? US streets safer from drugs and gangs. Locals liberated from daily dread. It's pest control. Deal with it, then watch the neighborhood thrive. After, forge regional pacts for joint security, dodging overload. And finally, for the reborn nations, enforce anti-graft overhauls and smart aid, breeding self-reliance, not handouts, because babysitting failed states is a sucker's game. Did you know, and forgive me, this is just a very quick history lesson, it was in 1971 that the USA declared a war on drugs, and subsequent presidents all agreed. So, in all that time, what have they actually achieved? Nothing. Finally, there is a president that understands that a war on drugs does not end by arresting some youngster on the street corner. No, it ends when you use the $1 trillion a year military to deal with the source. No more bankrolling drug cartels in a global Ponzi scheme of suffering. But anyway, do you agree? So let me know your thoughts. Was this common sense or madness? Is removing a dictator better than managing the fallout forever? Is preventing chaos more humane than endlessly reacting to it? Is this how a war on drugs should be dealt with? Let me know what you think in the comments, politely or at least creatively offensive. And remember, please like and subscribe if you wish to hear more common sense discussions. Next time on the Common Sense Corner, More issues, less nonsense. Thanks for watching.